want you to think about what the plot line to your life is. So, do you have a main conflict in your life? Do you have enemies or things that you fight against? People or things that you may fight against? Do you have allies? People and things that ground you and keep you steady? Do you have an ideal resolution in mind to your current conflict of the thing that you're fighting against? So today I'm going to tell you why it's essential to have a definite enemy and conflict to your life and a resolution to push for, because you must tell yourself a story to have an eventful life, right? You have to act like the main character in a way. So the first thing that you should ask yourself is how boring your life actually is. Do you have a main conflict to your life? Do you have a main struggle that you're dealing with right now? Do you have enemies, people, things, situations that you're trying to fight against? Do you have allies, people and things that ground you and keep you steady and keep you sane and support you on your journey, kind of? Do you have an ideal resolution in mind to your current conflict? So these could be goals or situations that you want to get yourself into, or a certain person that you want to become, or a certain milestone that you want to hit within a certain amount of time. So the reason I say all this is because we need stories in our lives as humans for a purposeful, an exciting, a productive life. Without a vision, we're basically going to perish, right? Without a vision, the people will perish is a biblical text, for example. We need to be able to tell ourselves a story in order to live basically a life that we think is worth living. So the need for a storyline in life brings the need for a conflict with an enemy. So the enemy that we have could be a person you're trying to compete with, a person that you're trying to outdo, or a situation that you're trying to conquer, or a bad habit you're trying to eradicate. So for example, my enemy right now could be trying to quit video games. Or it could be trying to get better grades than that nerdy kid in my class who thinks he's better than everyone else. You also need a resolution in mind that you're aiming for, aka having goals that you obsess over. Because if the people cannot dream, they will die. So unless you have a resolution to push for, you're not going to give nearly as much effort because you have no finish line, you have no goalpost in mind. We need these goals to pursue after if we want to be super productive in life, if we want to make any progress towards any kind of goal that we have in mind. I should also mention that you don't need too many conflicts or too many enemies or too many resolutions in your life, because let's be honest, you can have only really one storyline in your life at a time, right? You should only really have one or two goals, maybe three, that you're trying to overcome right now. You should only have one or two or three enemies that you're trying to fight at one point in your life. Because it's really hard to follow a novel with 8 different plot lines, right? Just like how it's really hard to live a life with 8 different struggles. So you kind of have to pick your battles, and how I recommend you do that is right now you try and tackle what is holding you back the most. So for example, that could be maybe you're really broke. So the first thing you're trying to tackle is poverty. You're trying to make more money. Or maybe you're a really skinny guy, you're very unattractive, and you want to start getting attraction from women. So maybe your biggest goal right now is to start bulking up and getting really buff and start going to the gym. So yeah, you definitely do need to pick your battles and basically pick the biggest tasks that are going to get you where you want to be in life at a certain point. So that does require some deep and critical thinking. So maybe that's something to journal about right now. Is what can I do right now in my current life circumstances to vastly improve my life? So yeah, like I said, don't pick too many different plot lines. Don't overwhelm yourself. We should also talk about seasons of life, and you should really focus your efforts on what will really improve your quality of life and what's the most important in this season of life. Think of almost your current volume, your current book in a book series. If your entire life was a series of books, you want to pick what book you're on and what the plot of that book is, right? So maybe out of my 80 years of my entire life, I'm 16 right now. There's going to be one volume within my life where I'm 16, 17, 18, like within my late teens. And maybe my struggle within that entire volume is trying to make money. And at the very end, or at some point, the plot line is is resolved. The plot line of me trying to defeat poverty, of me trying to reach the ideal goal, the resolution of basically becoming financially independent and getting a good amount of money so that I can retire myself and my family. And that's basically the resolution to the story. And then obviously I move on to the next volume, which is me trying to, I don't know, get a girlfriend or something. So yeah, that's a really helpful mindset that you can kind of tackle your entire life story from, I think. So some limiting beliefs that you may be having about this idea is that I'm already friends with everyone I know, so then why would I need an enemy? Well, an enemy doesn't really have to be an enemy in the classic sense where it's a person, like it's a definite human being that you're struggling against. You just need something to overcome. So maybe it's a bad habit you want to get rid of, or a situation you want to get out of, a negative emotion, or a dissatisfaction that's going to spur you on to doing so much more in the way of self improvement. Because for men, especially, negative emotion is a great motivator for doing amazing things, right? When you have that kind of that kind of knife to your back, that kind of flame to your ass, you really have to get moving. So yeah, that's a great motivate. That's a great motivator is the threat of failure, the threat of death almost. So yeah, this was a pretty quick video, but your actionable step is to outline your current life story. I'm going to put a link to a doc in the description, and the doc basically has a description of you, the conflict that you're facing, your enemy, and a description of the resolution that you're pushing for. So fill all of those out, and yeah, fill out the description of the enemy, the hero, who's you, and the outcome. Basically, I want you to use it for visualization within your routine, right? So visualization, in case you don't know, is basically this practice that you should do every day, maybe every night, every morning, where you kind of visualize yourself doing the good habits that you're currently doing in the future, and then that leading to success when done continuously, and you compound on your success, and you do progressive overload in certain things where you get better and better and better at them through just having discipline, having consistency, and building that habit, and then you finally find success. If you visualize that a very cold, logical kind of way, you're like, yeah, if I do these practices, I'm going to get there. You're going to have so much more confidence in yourself, and you're going to attract success a lot faster just through your mindset, and your mindset determining your actions, obviously, and your actions determining how much success you actually find. You're especially going to want to use the resolution on the doc for visualization every single morning. So like and subscribe and share this video with friends who need direction in life. I know that there's a lot of people who are just kind of drifting around in life right now. They're going to need this kind of advice, so feel free to share with them if you want. Like and subscribe if my content's been helping you, and definitely drop a comment if you want to see me cover certain topics, or if you want to see certain improvements in the video quality, maybe. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you later.